excited. I've been dying to tell you guys all about this. And welcome to some possibly new followers or watchers, because this film that I'm recording for my brand new and first ever beauty box is part of the QR code that comes with the box. So if you've bought the box and you're new to my channel, the QR code will bring you to here, which is a really lovely community of makeup and beauty. Welcome everybody, and to my loyal subscribers, woohoo! I'm thrilled to bits with this. Thank you, Latest in Beauty. This is the Beauty Expert Edition, and inside this wonderful box that I'm super proud of is products that I use both professionally, personally, with you guys and on Instagram. So many of them you will know. I've got 10 products inside the box in total, and 8 of them are full size. Now the total value of the box is £241, and we've managed to do it for 74, which is just wonderful. So thank you so much to all the brands that have supported me. Many of you I have relationships with because I've supported you for a long time and I love what you do. Anyway, let's just get to it, because I'm sure you guys are all curious as what's inside. Right, let's start with skincare. I've got 3 great skincare products, and I'm going to start by showing you the Intense Recovery Cream from Murad. Now this in itself is £68. So, you know, you're onto a winner already. It contains macadamia oil, shea butter, and a microalgae. And it smells just really, really clean. And you only need the smallest amount, I promise you, otherwise it will be too much. And even though it's deeply hydrating, it doesn't make your skin feel like you've got a heavy, greasy mask on at all. It's a beautiful product. Okay, next up is the Kate Somerville Exfoliate Intense. Now my sister introduced me to the first one of this that was actually a client of Kate's in her Los Angeles clinic saying, please can I use a treatment at home that's going to give me that smooth skin, and this is the Intense one. It is brilliant. It is my personal favourite. It's the only one I use because, quite frankly, there is no other reason to choose anything else, because it's a dual exfoliator. So it's got the enzymes, the lactic and the salicylic acid, and also the physical properties, which is silica, just to kind of remove and help to loosen those dead skin cells. Maybe next week I'll go through the skincare process if you would like me to watch me do that. I've got so much to get through. I just wanted to do a little eye to show you what we've got coming up later, because I'm so excited. But this is not full size, this is 15ml. There's probably about 6 different applications in this, but I promise you, if you've never tried it, you will love it. If you've got sensitive skin, only leave it on. Basically what you do is you wash your face, you just gently massage it into your skin, leave it up for up to 2 minutes, so maybe less of sensitive skin. You will feel a little bit of tingling, but that's good. And then you wash it off and you get that glass-like feel and look to your complexion. And as you know, and as I've hoped that I've conveyed to you after all these films, the smoothness of your skin really helps to get that bounce of light, because nothing reflects off anything that isn't smooth. It just scatters the light if it's slightly rough. So a nice smooth complexion looks really, really glowy. Okay, so my third skincare product is the James Read Gradual Tan Drops. I adore this. I mix it into my moisturiser, or I put it straight on after my moisturiser. It doesn't stain my fingers, it doesn't streak, it's a very lightweight finish on the skin, and it just gives me that sort of, I've had 3 or 4 days in the sun with a very strong SPF, kind of warmth to my skin. And I especially like that in winter because it takes the greyness out of my skin and it neutralises some of the redness in my skin. Thank you so much, James, for being a part of my beauty box. Okay, what next? Right, so maybe I'll go into skin next. So my next favourite person is Daniel Sandler. Now he has included his colour, just checking, so pretty, the watercolour that he is famous for. It's won so many awards. Daniel has been a friend of mine, or a colleague of mine, for the best part of 20 years. We used to be at the same agency together, and then he went on to bigger, better things and developed his own range. So this is his liquid cheek colour. As you know, it's water resistant, or maybe you don't know, it's water resistant and it's streak proof. So if you find yourself in kind of quite humid locations or areas, or you tend to get a little bit sweaty or a bit oily, this is a really good product for long lasting colour. And it's got a slight little bit of iridescence in too to kind of give you a glow. So it's a very liquidy formula. If you're not used to this, it will take a little bit of a moment to get used to. You can either apply it with a brush, but I'm just going to apply it with my ring finger first to show you. Then I'm going to move to something else just to show you something different. I'm going to apply this colour. Now I chose this colour because this beautiful pink suits all skin tones. You dab it on the front of your cheeks. This colour looks beautiful at the front of your cheeks. Can you see how it's giving that sort of like three-dimensional finish to my skin, because it's got a slight shimmer to it. Very, very warm and very, very soft. So you can pat with your finger like this, or you can apply with a brush. So you just pat it in and you just let it sit for a while, and then you just soften the edges. It looks as beautiful on foundation like I've put it on, or because it's so translucent, it looks really beautiful on just a fresh complexion. So if you're blessed with beautiful skin and you just want that hint of colour to your complexion, or maybe you're a little bit sallow, maybe you've got a lot of yellow in your skin and you want to lift, this So Pretty shade is really beautiful. I'm going to jump to another product that I have from the amazing Katie Jane Hughes. Thank you so much, Katie and Spectrum, for allowing me to have your face duo, oh yes, in my box. I'm so grateful, and I just thank you so much. These brushes, as you know, I use all the time. I absolutely love them. I'm obsessed with green, as you know. This is the Duo Fibre, and this is the flat foundation brush. You can of course use these brushes for whatever you wish. This is the 06 and this is the 03. Now the 03 being a Duo Fibre brush is great for creams and wet products. So you place it on the brush and it very, very delicately allows you to place the colour without having to put your fingers in the product. And because there is space between the fibres, it's not a dense brush, you get a really lovely soft feathered effect of colour. So it prevents you from getting an overload of product when you're using a wet product, which I absolutely love. And then the foundation brush, the flat foundation brush, as you can imagine, is just beautiful for all around the face applying foundation. So I would apply my foundation normally, and then I would use this to smooth out from the T-zone, perfecting everything. You can also use it for powder as well, if you get a little bit shiny just around this, but I love the fact that it neatly sits in between the brows. It's got a nice beveled edge, so you can really curve it in between the contours of your face. And it's just, the pair of them are just such perfect brushes. I couldn't have wished for a better set of makeup brushes from one of the best makeup artists in my box. So thank you so much, Katie. Right, so that's the blush and that's Katie's brushes. Next, another friend of the channel. Thank you very much, Amy. Sculpted by Amy, Gilded Glow, my favourite highlighter. It's so perfect. You know that I love it because it's small enough for the makeup bag. It's not in a heavy bottle, doesn't take up lots of space. The Gilded Glow is the perfect shade for all skin tones because it's that sort of cool champagne colour. So I'm putting it on my hand, and why not? Let's just use the flat foundation brush to apply. I'm going to use the flatter one rather than the soft one because I want to be more direct with the application of this. So I want to place it just on top of my cheekbone. And when you're being a little bit more precise about your application, use a brush that's more dense. And if you want a softer, more diffuse finish, that's where the Duo Fibre brushes come into hand. And on the other side, I mean, what is not to love and to like about this product? It does it all. And the most important thing, and I think I said this when Amy was on, is that you can look at so many skin highlighters or luminizers, and if you're testing them, especially in a store, you'll look at them on your hand and you'll go, oh yeah, nice, I like that. You look at that in sort of 5 minutes. I always find they disappear, and I've got this real thing with why do these products almost evaporate and then you don't have that shine. Well, let me tell you, this does not ever budge, and it just dries and it's just so delicate. So thank you, Amy. Wow, I've got so many things to show you. All right, okay. Well, I've got 10 things to show you, in fact. Right, so there we are, moving on. Right, so let's go to eyes. I've got a cacophony of wonders for the eyes. First of all, okay, let's go for the Elementary Artist Palette by Illamasqua. Thank you, Illamasqua. This is one of those products that most makeup artists have in their kit. It's all mattes, and there are warm mattes, there are cool mattes. It's kind of just like the basic palette that you would need to create every single eye shape. And I'm going to go through lots of those with you now. Really nice shaping products, the lovely cool bony ones going up to a dark one in the grey, and this really kind of lovely sort of orangey terracotta colour, and then the warm lilacs and aubergines and purples. So this is lovely. As you know from Illamasqua being a makeup artist led brand created by makeup artists, the texture is really buttery, and I'll show you how to pop that on. Another very proud moment, Miss Trish McAvoy. Thank you so much. After loving the films with my good old mum, I asked her and I said, is there any chance, Trish, that you would allow me to have your gel eyeliners, your intense gel eyeliners in my box? She said yes immediately. And I chose Deep Aubergine. I chose Deep Aubergine because I thought most of you are probably going to have a black kohl pencil, and obviously the Trish one is not just a black. It's so soft, as you know, and it says, but I just thought maybe that would be a little point of difference. So let's start my look with the eyeliner first. Okay, now the look I can do today, I can do hundreds, and I can show you how to do eyeliner. I've shown you how I use the Trish as an eyeliner, so I thought I'd show you how to use the eyeliner in conjunction with the eyeshadow palette. So we're going to do like a really beautiful purpley eye. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a brush with a little bit of powder. First of all, I've got a little bit of base brows and lashes on, which you can see. So this is just a little bit of translucent powder. This is the K.C. Hughes 02 brush. I've got the 6 and 3 in my box. So I'm just using this just to mattify that area and my eyelids first. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to use the point of the gel pencil, and I'm just going to really sketch very lightly. I mean, it is so soft, a great socket. And then I'm going to use the side of it to really get a nice depth on the outside, almost creating like a V shape. Nothing too perfect, don't worry. Now before it dries, what you have to do is get a nice brush. This is my Beauty Pie double-ended one. And I've got it in a curved one. This is not in my box. And I'm just softening this product so that it sits in the right place. I'll do one eye at a time, because with gel liners, you've got a little bit of playtime and then they set and stay in place, which is obviously what we want, right? So don't go too far down and just blend this in. Now I need to make sure that when I look straight down the lens that I've got that darker colour just tipping over my eye so that it makes my eye wide open. If you concentrate the colour to the interior of the socket and you don't see that edge, you make your eye look smaller, and I'm sure you can see that comparing it to the other eye. One of my cotton buds now, and I'm just going to feather this angle so it's much more of a point, and then bring that round just to soften the kohl pencil. This is a really great base, especially, this is a great tip, especially if you find that you're one of those people who puts on, we'll do it both at the same time maybe, you put on a liner, you put on eyeshadow, and then almost like 2 hours later, it's just dissolved into your skin. And you often find that if you've got more of an oily skin. Now, if you've got more of an oily skin and you find that you are quite oily on your lids, and that happens all the time, then it's nice to use a bit of eye prep first. I like the Urban Decay one, but by using a kohl pencil, especially one as soft as Trish's, initially to create that shape and lift of what you want, and then to go in with your powder, really gives you great staying power. Especially if you've got, you know, a long day at work and you've got lots of meetings, or maybe you have an event that you want to go to. The eyeshadow just doesn't seem to last that long. Even if you use prep, this is a great way to keep that definition in your eye by starting with the kohl pencil first. And because it's so soft, you get to blend it very effortlessly, even if your eyelids move a lot like mine. So put that along there, jiggity jaggedy. Most important thing with any of these products is to put the lid on straight away so that they keep nice and hydrated and soft. Otherwise they tend to dry out and then you'll have to resharpen it. So that's obviously a slightly smaller pencil. So it's only the Kate Somerville and the Trish product that's slightly smaller, but with both of those I really felt that you get a lot of use out of those. I'm not sure that I've ever got to the end of any of my eye pencils. I mean, obviously I'm lucky enough to have a lot at my disposal, but I just thought if we were going to have, I wanted to get as many full-size products as I possibly could, but I felt that I wasn't cheating you by having a slightly smaller pencil, and I hope you agree. Right, so I'm just going to go in again with a cotton bud and just clean that up so you get a nice definition. Yeah, that's made a real difference to my eyes already. Right, so now we're going to go in with my palette, and I'm going to be using the deepest purple, sort of aubergine, with this very kind of minky peachy colour. So I'm going to use the same brush as that I used to soften my gel liner, and I'm just going to place it in the interior of that gel liner, because when I blend it, the colour will move, and I don't want to have too much darkness. I want to be able to blend it into my lighter colour in a moment. So that's the darkest shade, and you simply, for the moment, just lay it over the top. Again, it's a nice rounded brush to get into the socket area. The brush doesn't come with my box, I'm just giving you an extra tip, or you can use a cotton bud if you haven't got that. I lay that on there. Now I'm all for laying colours on and then I blend them together. A slightly bigger brush going in with the peachy shade here, and I'm placing that peachy shade there, just on the lid. I'm not going to blend that in just yet, just going to place it on, which really brings out that nice shape. I'm going to clean the brush on the back of my hand, and then from the inside out, I'm going to fuse those colours together. Don't worry about it being slightly dark in the socket, we're going to fix that in a second, but just fuse those colours together on the lid. Now, take a clean cotton bud, and we're going to go in with a slightly lighter colour, very softly, and we're just going to take that edge very softly down, just to make that less hard. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, you want to really look down. It's hard for me to look in the mirror and the barrel of the lens, so excuse my eyes darting around. What I want you to see is that you have that little bit of colour over the top, so it really brings out your eyes. As I said, if you concentrate it all to the inside, and when you look directly at someone you don't see the shadow, then one, it's kind of like wasted your time of putting the shadow on, and you're not kind of creating that nice soft effect. So just feathering that, creating a third shade, just making it look just a little bit more airbrushed. Now I'm not going to use anything under my brow. I prefer that it just kind of dissolves into my complexion slightly. And just to finish off, and to give you lots of variety, you know I love a bit of sparkle. My box wouldn't be complete unless I had a little bit of my favourite glittery eyeshadow, and thank you e.l.f. for giving me Purple Rain. Now this is a gel-based glitter. You've seen me use lots of these over the festive times, celebrationary times, but I think there's always a reason to sparkle. You can either wear it like I'm going to wear it on top of my eyes here, on top of the eyeshadow that I've created here, or what I also love to do, as you know from previous films, is just to wear it on clean skin. So it just looks soft and delicate. So there's many ways of playing with it. The key is to apply it straight from the applicator, and you push it. You push, 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 push onto your lid, and you let it dry. Now I like to place the intensity on the fullness of my eye, and then very delicately go to the inside here. Very delicately. You don't want too much of a build-up. You just want to feather it, feather it. So I'm hardly using any pressure at all. And how pretty does that look? And also I love the feel. Because it's a gel, it feels really cooling on application. Now, if you keep your eyes just lowered for a while and just let it dry, that will prevent it from creasing. So just let the product dry for a moment. I mean, how pretty does this look? So for me, this is a makeup that is very complimentary. It makes a difference to your eyes, but it's also fun and it's also playful. And, you know, in the next weeks to come, I can show you different ways to wear it. Okay, and last, but by no means least, I obviously had to include Max Factor, and that obviously had to be my favourite shade, Pink Brandy. And I'm so pleased it's this time of year. This time of year when I really love the kind of pinky watermelon kind of shades. And if you're not used to wearing colour or you've never bought this before, it is an extraordinary colour because actually it just looks like, you know, sort of standard sort of pinky lipstick. On the palest of skins and the darkest of skins, it's flattering. I've loved this lipstick for over 10 years. And I noticed it on someone else first, and actually she worked for Max Factor way back. And I said, oh, what's that, may I ask, what's that lipstick you're wearing? She was a very pale Irish lady. And I said, oh, interesting, really nice, really liked it. I would never have taken it out of the box, personally, because it just didn't excite me. It transforms on lips. Anyway, here you go. Very hydrating. Colour Elixir Pink Brandy is really easy to wear and beautiful also on the eyes and on the cheeks too. But for this look, it's just on the lips. Now this is really fun. I absolutely love it because this look is quite colourful on my eyes, and I've got a blue top. I'm just going to pat this down slightly, just to soften it very slightly. And I might actually just get my Katie Jane Hughes foundation brush with a bit of powder, take that round the edge of the lip line and slightly down, and then pat over. So I get a really nice soft injection of colour, but because I've got the sparkles on my eyes, which I absolutely love, and I love the purple with the blue, you don't want to have too much colour on your lips as well, because it starts to fight and it becomes unbalanced. So this is the kind of balance that I prefer. And like I said, I'll show you lots more looks over the next few weeks. But anyway, I hope you love it. I'll give you the link if my followers and subscribers would like to buy and treat themselves in the description box. Thank you to all the new people for investing in yourself and treating yourself to my box. I really hope you like it, and I would love to know your feedback. And I hope that I've given you a box that covers everything, but at the same time gives you a little bit of scope for playfulness. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.